Alright, hello Riven mains and Yasuo mains alike. I am the Nightwing Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video. So, there has been quite the bit of debate in the community as to who to award the Dade award to at the 2019 World Championship, who has entirely flunked out. Now, the issue with the Dade Award is that this year, a lot of the community that watches competitive League of Legends actually wants to give it to Nuguri. And that's an interesting thing, is that whoever people normally gave the Dade Award to, people just normally accepted, because obviously that was just, they clearly met the criteria for that. And it was just that a lot of people just accepted it for what it was. But I feel like over the course of the years of the Dade Award existing, it's just got a negative connotation to it, more or less so as if it's like giving it to a player meant that they played bad. But overall, you have to kind of exactly understand that the Dade Award, well, to me personally, I just think that it's an overhyped player. It's a player with a lot of hype coming into an event that obviously fails to meet expectations among analysts and players, and fails to impress the viewers the same way they do in their own region. And that's more or less so what the Dade Award is. It's more or less so a hyped really good player coming into World Championship and just not performing very well and getting knocked out, and obviously not winning, well, the event as they're predicted to. So that's something that is very, very interesting when you look at it that way. Other than that, people need to understand that Nuguri was not the Shy. I think that a lot of people finally understand that. A lot of my friends that also watch competitive League thought he was this Shy level player, and I just didn't get that from him. I never got that he was some Shy level player or some new smeb in the top lane. I never got that from him. Not to say he's not good. It's not to say that. I think he's I think he's incredible, honestly. But he's not, like, there is, for an upper echelon for a superstar top laner, it's like, remember how peak level the Shy was? Okay, so I never got that from Nuguri. I thought he was at peak level incredible, but never at the Shy level, because the Shy literally would. I remember last year when G2 faced IG when they had Yarn and Wadid, and he fell behind because I'm pretty sure he got ganked like 3 times, and then he won the game. There's very few top laners in the world, from my own personal opinion, that is mechanically as gifted as the Shy, and as smart as the Shy, and as good in top lane as the Shy. That's not me, overrating him. That's not, me acting like some fanboy over him. It's just not. He's just an incredible top laner. Obviously, if he wouldn't have been an incredible top laner, he wouldn't have World Championship under his belt. That's just how it works there, So people need to understand that you can't just blindly overrate people, and that's just what this all culminates to, is that people blindly overrate people, and that's why they get disappointed, is because if you blindly overrate somebody based off what analysts or casters say without having exactly watched this person all year, like I've watched LCK all year, and I never got that he was going to be that good. Now, he was going to be really good and incredible, that's perfectly fine, but the expectations of him coming into the event was that he was, I'm pretty sure, if you did like solo lane power rankings, he was at least number 1. He was I would say he was exactly, you couldn't find him on any analyst list or any just person on YouTube's list. He wasn't no lower than like 5, which, I mean, top 5 is fine, but as number 1, that means, because people need to understand, if you're number 1, that means you're doing everything: winning lane, roaming, you get a CS lead, you push towers effectively. There's so much things to. It's not just being number one is that you make flashy highlight plays. That's exactly not what you do. That's exactly just the completely wrong interpretation of what a good player is. And you have to analyze and see this person for yourself. And this is the reason why I don't make all those same predictions that and player rankings that everybody else does, because I'm not watching for the same things everybody else is. I'm watching for consistency. I'm watching for lane manipulation in terms of either winning it, or if you do lose it, how did you lose it? Because a lot of people like to completely, what I would like to say is over what's the word that I can find right now. They're making the way you lose lane look a lot worse than how you lost lane. It was the same way Licorice technically lost to Viper in the first game of summer of the NALCS, and when he completely ran over the game by himself. Like, after he got solo killed twice, but it really wasn't because of like misplays. It was more or less so because he even said himself, he just chose to thought he could more or less so walked a different way from Aurelia, when after he got solo killed, he literally left lane and won the game almost by himself solo. Team fought properly, went in the jungle and killed their own jungler, then helped mid lane kill the mid laner. But they said Viper outperformed, and when that was clearly not the case. That's why I like to always tell people, you gotta watch the games for yourself. You have to watch these players. When somebody always says that this person is the number one player coming into an event from any region, whether it's Korea, China, North America, or Keck, and EU, if they're really, really high on the list, is that you got to go back and watch these players, because there's no way you're ever really going to know if you obviously just take people's words for it. And I never do that. I have to always watch. Now, LMS is very, very tricky. You more or less will have to catch the casters talking about it on Twitch, because obviously Riot obviously gives them footage for ranking these teams, obviously going into a world championship. So that's kind of just a little bit of a different thing. But let's look at this very long Reddit post. So I don't know exactly if I'll be talking about the League of Legends Reddit on here. I think that'll be a good thing for the channel, as where we take some popular topics from the community and then talk about them. Obviously, since Reddit is full of people, that there's 5 million people on the subreddit. So there's gonna be quite the number of hot topics on here. And also, it's a good source for news when it ever does come out. So that's a good thing for the community as well. So yeah, I know people don't really like the League of Legends Reddit, but I use it for news and what the community is overall thinking. So let's go over these long paragraphs. People love writing essays on the internet. Let's go over it. The hype in Nuguri this world was a misinterpretation of who Nuguri is as a player. Now that Gamepedia has supposedly awarded Nuguri the Dade Award, I feel like anybody I hear talk about the player severely misinterpret Nuguri's style and how he plays. Going into Worlds, Nuguri was hyped as one of the best players in the world and one of the best top laners next to the Shy. Following that assessment, Nuguri has had a rather disappointing run that did not meet those regular gargantuan expectations. The reason Nuguri failed to impress is because the analyst praise and hype is misinterpreted by the larger community. Nuguri isn't the Shy. If there's any player to compare Nuguri to, it's Marin. Was it TP play notwithstanding, as 2015 SKT Marin was likely the greatest teleport user of all time. What made 2015 SK Telecom so lethal was that they could carry through any lane. But if you remember, 2015 SKT very rarely would Bangy play around the top side of the map. Marin was often left in isolation, but Marin, if left alone by both teams, would often be able to secure an advantage in lane, and if camped by the enemy team, would often still be incredibly relevant and oftentimes would be more useful than the enemy top laner as the game progresses. If you have watched competitive sets from Damwon, Nuguri is often a player left in isolation by Damwon while Canyon plays through other sides of the map. I'm going to quickly not say that's true, because Canyon is all quite top a lot. Canyon is, okay, I like what he's saying here. He's saying everything correctly, but Canyon does play through top. He does. He just doesn't do it as flashy as a lot of the other junglers do. He does not play through. There's no Canyon plays through bot. Nah, man, come on. What games are you watching here, bro? Canyon doesn't play through bot, man. Canyon ain't playing through bot, dude. But their bot lane just needs some work. But everything else I like. This isn't to say Kenyon never goes top, but more often than not, you'll see Kenyon playing around Nuclear and Barrel much more than Nuguri. I fundamentally disagree with that. That is not true personally. He definitely plays through top a lot more. Kenyon does not go bot as a lot, but it's okay. He's saying everything right anyway. At one point, I believe during play-ins, Atlas described Nuguri's play as somebody who is flexible to getting camped, but who always frustrates you due to his utility in spite of the camp. If you watch Damwon's run through Worlds, almost every team that played against Damwon crafted a strategy around shutting down top lane. Liquid's lane swap, G2's hard camping him across every game, IG's camping for the Shy. In all of these games, Nuguri tends to fall behind. In all of these games, Nuguri also tends to still be outputting very high team fight damage, catching farm when he needs to, and scaling back into the game. Even if you watch his solo queue games, he tends to play this sort of isolated playstyle, focusing around being self-sufficient. I know solo queue isn't the greatest representation, but in reviewing his VODs, I would notice that Nuguri would actually often get behind early as a result of jungle pressure, but pull himself back into the game and dominate through intelligent map play. Oh god, sorry guys. Even without resources from his team. This isn't to say Nuguri isn't exploitable. Anybody who watches LCK can tell you that. He often greets too hard, whether that's in his setup even before the game loads in, or in his overall map play. A particular game against SKT where he went 1-9 as Klepto Gangplank top comes to mind. Oh yeah, oh my god. See, these are things that people just don't really remember because they don't watch the region. This is the reason why as a person who loves League of Legends to the absolute death, I had to learn that watching just Cloud9 games way back in the day was not going to help me improve in League. I had to watch LCK. My friend would put on LCK. We would watch it, and this was back when they still had Doa and Monty still doing LCK games, and oh man, SKT in 2015 was a treat to watch because you already knew they were gonna win Worlds just by watching them play. But the spring of that was a pretty good period as well, I'd say. All right. But Nuguri's greatest strength as a player shouldn't ever be imagined as being unstoppable, lane-destroying, game-ending killing machine. He's a rock who always produces. Nuguri doesn't deserve the Dade Award for not meeting an expectation that should never have existed in the first place, in my opinion. He played well in spite of the focus he drew from every team. At least that's my take. Edit. Just some statistics from recent games to back up these claims. Even in G2 versus Damwon, when Nuguri was camped every single game Nuguri had either the highest or second highest damage share on his team. Edit 2. People seem to be upset about the Marin analogy. In my memory, Marin played carry tops most of Worlds 2015, but I'm mostly thinking about OGN splits where Maokai and Gnar were more of his prolific picks. Bengi started playing topside more the later half of the year, but to my knowledge and the SKT I watched for most of 2015 OGN top lane matchups ended up being lane swapped on a decent amount of the greater majority of Marin's games, where Rumble, Gnar, and Maokai with Bengi focusing other sides of the map stand out games in any memory are summer finals against KT and playoffs against CJ Entis. Maybe I'm wrong. Edit 3. Nuguri has been removed from the Gamepedia Dade Award page. Oh my gosh. People just don't want to stick to their guns anymore. What's really, really interesting is that how do you give someone a Dade Award, yet you take it away? Because they didn't do that for anybody else. Oh man, people are so backwards when they do things, man. If you believe he gets the Dade Award, give him the Dade Award. Like, don't be back, because that shows you can't really trust them, because they're not even confident in themselves. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm not really too sure as to why people should be overall. It's not the Dade Award itself. It's just that don't give the Dade Award to a player after they've literally just got knocked out of quarters. We haven't even had time to thoroughly analyze the games yet. You know what I mean? Like there could have been there's literally other people that are candidates for the Dade Award. I would say hyped up players coming into the event. Ugh. Oh my god. Ugh. Yeah, sorry guys. I just kind of woke up right now, but at the end I did this video, so sorry about that. Unprofessionalism. Oh, black people. I'm just kidding. All right, so who would I give the Dade Award to? If I'm being completely honest, Nuguri is in the conversation for that. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you about that. Hilasang from Fnatic. If FPX lost to Fnatic, I was gonna say Doinby. I'm pretty sure Doinby would be a prime candidate if FPX lost to Fnatic. Let's see. Griffin, you want to say Chovy and Tarzan, but those week 2 performances, man, were out of this world. But there is a conversation where you could throw Griffin members in there. Let's go with Team Liquid. Team Liquid you have Impact and Jensen, who are supposed to be these stable rocks, the upgrades from last year, and they arguably ran it down every single game. I mean, Jensen really ran it down every single game. I mean, that was just horrible, man. Who else would I say? Let's go with Xiaohu, Karsa. So, I mean, there isn't just a clear-cut Dade Award for this year. I mean, you could make the argument 5 people deserve the Dade Award. But I think that putting it solely on him was just not right now the right thing to do. Now, with that being said, I would definitely, for all you viewers out there, definitely watch games. Watch more than one region. Please watch more than one region. That way, you're not surprised that these players are bad. You know, I watch EU, I watch LPL, I watch LCK, and I watch LCS, despite people saying you cannot watch all of them. I don't watch them all at once. Like, if Korea games are going on, I'll watch Korean games. Then when they're done, I'll just watch the LPL games. And after that, EU comes on, I'll watch some EU games. And then when NA comes on, I'll just watch some NA games. It's really not that hard to watch every single region. Or you just go back and watch the VODs, which is what I do, and which is kind of how I get all of this League of Legends knowledge. People are like, how are you so knowledgeable about the game? How do you even know these players that nobody even talks about? You have to watch the other regions. That's really what it boils down to. Like, how can I tell you that G2 can beat SKT and MSI if I have not watched a G2 game? Like, how would that make sense? And how can I tell you that SKT could beat G2 if I've not watched an SKT game? How can I tell you that SKT, of all League of Legends organizations, is slumping if I don't watch SKT games? Please. This is the reason why I say that people overrate people, because they just know them off name brand alone, like Fnatic. Name brand alone carries you. SKT, TSM, Cloud9, TL, G2, all those things happen, but you have to learn how to separate that name brand from actual competitive play, which is what people don't exactly do. But other than that, this was a fine, well typed up post, and trying to say there's a lot to go on with this. I'll go over a few comments because I read some League of Legends Reddit comments. People are really, really stupid, but I'll just go over a few. Upvoting because I keep trying to explain to people the same thing. In short, he isn't a hard carry solo laner. He beats you with efficiency, and then his team fighting is beautiful. His Camille team fighting impressed me a lot for most of the part. So yeah. Another person said, agree. Even in the last game versus G2, he was playing Aurelia. It was to the point where you were feeling so bad for him because the camp was unreal. Every top laner knows how that feels and has been there before. Despite the position he was in, he's still making plays around the map and finding picks. I think he's still a great player. Yeah, I think that giving him the Dade Award is just like, it's not, he doesn't deserve it, but he is in the conversation for it. I'll say that. And a few more League of Legends news is that Hanawa Life Esports is looking for new players and analysts. They posted it on one of their pages last night from the Horizon Net. Hanawa Life Esports announced they are recruiting new players and analysts for their LCK team on October 29th. Hanawa Life Esports posted on their official Facebook page an open recruitment notice for players and strategic analysts. This will take place between the 1st of November and the 8th, with those eligible to apply with their set period. And then you have a bunch of Korean that I cannot read because I'm not Korean, obviously. Regarding requirements for players, Hanawa Life is currently looking for players in every role with the minimum age of 17, as well as stating that the players must be Grandmaster or above or in ranking. They also have stated that they will favor players with previous experience in playing domestically or on the international stage. So Hanawa Life definitely wants to bounce back from their disappointing summer split. For analysts, Hanawa Life has stated that they will favor those who have previously competed as a professional player or coached a team domestically. They have also mentioned other favorable traits such as prior experience as an analyst or having a background in science and engineering. After their failure in the LCK, having missed playoffs both splits, and having to play in the promotion tournament at the end of the season, Hanawa Life Esports has already made significant changes to their roster. Their team captain Song Yoon has announced retirement from professional play, and the organization has parted ways with their head coach On Air, who has been a part of the team for the last 3 years. They also have let go of Thal from their roster and Bono. So that's an interesting aspect as well. I guess they're just keeping the mid laner Key. Is that his name? Yeah, Key was their mid laner. So with the major rebuilding being hinted by the organization, only time will tell what kind of results they'll bring, because they were a gatekeeper and then, well, they weren't a gatekeeper. They were just bad. So we'll have to see how it goes. Oh my God, Sandbox. How did you not make Worlds? Sandbox. We could have had on fleek at Worlds. Oh my God. And last piece of League of Legends news / discussion is I'm probably gonna end up being really good looking at the end of today. As you guys can see, I'm super buff. But other than that, Misfits is going through some team stuff. Let's go about the news. So, you have Febivin and Hansama still on the roster in some shape or capacity. Misfits Premier still has these guys. I don't know who they're going to bring up for, the main roster, but I'm pretty sure from everything I've seen, even on their YouTube channel, they have let go of Maxlore, and that's how we have come to this, because I'm pretty sure they let go of Maxlore. This just hasn't gotten uploaded yet, and this was all the way back when the super team was created that unbelievably failed, right? So let's go with Misfits. I don't know about Misfits, man. Why did they make I was looking forward to the podcast thing again, and they just didn't do it anymore. All right, yeah. Thank you, Maxlore. I'm pretty sure this implies he's gone. Today we say goodbye to a true Misfits legend. Thank you for all the incredible moments and memories, Maxlore. But there are some people commenting. Jon Snow, I don't know. I don't feel like he was the right fit for Misfits for the last 2 years. However, he's such an incredible person, and it's really hurt seeing him leaving. All the best for you. Yeah, I mean, it's always debatable stuff whether or not an actual player is the right fit for a team. We don't know exactly team dynamics and stuff like that. So let's see where that always has to go. But that's it. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. Let me know what you think about the Dade Award, who should it go to, and Hanawa Life looking for players, and Misfits, and obviously Maxlore leaving Misfits. So see you guys later. Bye. Have a good day. I'm the Nightwing, and Way of Life Esports is signing out. Peace, everybody.
Hi there, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.